Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Greiner.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon again, Mr. Secretary. Going to switch gears to agriculture. And I'm very fortunate in my district to have just an outstanding school that teaches agricultural education. And recent changes to the public school code created the Commission for Agricultural Education Excellence, which is a commission under the concurrent authority of both the Department of Agriculture and Department of Education, which requires both departments to provide staff to assist the commission with its duties. And I know that $250,000 was earmarked in the Department of Agriculture's 2017-18 budget for this purpose. I guess several questions. Have you and Secretary Redding made efforts to identify existing employees who could fill the specific required roles and started a search for an executive director? That'd be the first question.
So Secretary Redding and I have met to discuss the commission, the requirements of the General Assembly of the commission. He and I have not yet met to discuss the specifics around who the executive director should be, but we did just receive, I did just receive last week the recommendation of the commission by the General Assembly. So that, triggered, some review on our part. But it is a conversation that the Department of Ag and PD are currently having.
And then to follow up, have you identified a source of funding from the Department of Education to fulfill your agency's responsible for the Commission for the Agriculture Education for the 18-19 fiscal year?
No, we have not.
Okay. And then this was discussed also in a variety of ways. The budget, of course, contains this $50 million for career and technical education, which I know many of us here are very supportive of within your department. Given this new funding and the importance of the Commission for Agriculture Education, and I know Secretary Redding would probably agree with agriculture being such a key industry in our Commonwealth, to help with early workforce and career development opportunities, do you think that some of this funding would be available for this commission, or for this commission's operations and for its initiatives?
No, I don't think so. Understanding the intent of Pennsylvania Smart, of PA Smart, as we're looking to align other dollars, it's not my understanding that the funding is to be made available for specific positions in that way. In that way, I will say though, and like I said, I have an opportunity to tour the school where my district office is, and it's pretty impressive when you talk about the technical. You talk about ag class. And it's just not planting crops. It's small engine repair and a variety of things, and it's very impressive. And I'm glad to see the legislature worked on this. But I did want to bring that, with my district being so highly agricultural, I thought it'd be important that I ask you that question today. So you raise a good point. If you don't mind me just
sure.
My indulgence for a few minutes. That's one of the opportunities and the challenges within this shift. When we look at the commission and we look at the support of agriculture across the board, we currently have 2 vacancies in career and technical education that align, to some of the agriculture programs. We're looking at the work of the commission, and we realize that agriculture has evolved significantly, and so what we've had to do is creating a vision and a mission of understanding around agriculture, that it's no longer just farming, it's agribusiness, agroscience, animal science, forestry, and so we've already started to work to create that alignment around standards. Now it's finding individuals that no longer, to lead those agencies that no longer see agriculture in the, as it's been historically viewed, and more as a STEM-related field and, a future workforce. So that is kind of where the traditional world of agriculture is telling education to hurry up, but education is saying, no, we're preparing ourselves for a future-ready workforce. We need to find the right individual and the right individuals. And honestly, I also have to find them funding to pay for those individuals. But it's why it's not something we're going to get done in a week.
No, that's fine. I appreciate it. And like you said, I think we have in our own minds, I think even people back home, when they think of the agriculture, it's just amazing how diverse it is. And my dad's an agriculture engineer and, with farm machinery. But I'm just saying we have a lot of opportunities inside that industry to help in this type of thing. So I appreciate your time today, Mr. Secretary, and thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And on the record, I'm committed to agriculture and the education of agriculture. I want to make sure I don't come across as not supporting the program. We are very committed to supporting the program.
Very appreciative of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.